I felt and saw this presence of something like a ghost.
As I was reaching for my keys, something growled at me coming out of the basement.
It was bad energy. I was sort of feeling like I was letting Satan out of hell.
I saw out of the corner of my eye what I thought was the girl falling off the roof.
I couldn't think. It was so loud and I was so terrified that I just froze.
I'm not calling for that. I'm calling because I'm freaking out here.
I felt this presence trying to push itself down on top of me very violently.
It would not go away. It was freaking me out. I look at my arm and it's got a scratch on it.
Welcome, everybody, to Ghost of Greystone, Beverly Hills. My name is Cleet.
And I'm Chris.
And we are those Keith brothers, and I cannot begin to tell you how happy I am with tonight's show, and I'll tell you why. Can I tell them why?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let me tell you why. Because we've been in, the last show, we were in the second floor servants' wing hallway, which is a creep fest, right? But you ain't seen no creep fest yet. Because now we're going into the second floor landing hallway area, which ranges all the way from really the gun room, which is right outside the servants' wing, and it goes all the way down to the master suite. So it's a long hallway, and man, have a lot of things happen in this hallway. And this is going to be great, a lot of fun.
And what are we going to see?
What are we going to see?
What are we going to have in this?
We're going to see. I think shadows and apparitions, voices, and direct communication.
Oh, Ooh, direct communication.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, before we get into the first one, I want to thank everybody across the United States that are listening and viewing. I also want to thank the individuals in Australia, Canada, El Salvador, and Norway.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
I know I didn't tell you
How
that.
Exciting
I thought
is that?
I would surprise you.
I think I know who it is in Norway, by the way.
I don't know who's in El Salvador. Do we know somebody in El Salvador?
We do now.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
They know us, but thank you.
Yeah,
we
that's
really
awesome.
appreciate that you're watching or listening.
Yeah, man.
It's amazing.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So
Great.
in this, like you just said, in this location, there's so much paranormal activity. It's kind of like the basement.
It's a two-parter, by the way, because there's so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the basement.
Kind of like
right?
that. Yeah.
And when you first started working up at Greystone, didn't you say that the second floor landing was like you got the most photos and orbs?
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I first started working there, Steve Clark and myself especially were really into, because of all the things that happened to Steve, with the doors opening and windows opening and all this stuff, and myself just hearing all these stories.
Sorry, I have to take a staple out.
Did you have to do it now?
Well, I couldn't get it out without being...
All right, okay.
All right, go ahead.
So with all the things happening with Steve and myself, we would go in at night with our cameras back then, not our phones. This was like early 2000. We had I had this little like Panasonic, whatever the hell it was, I don't know, and just take photos. And every time I would take photos, now we're just standing inside the mansion at the grand entry, or we go up to the second floor landing, and we just take photos. And you would see these lights, these orbs or movements and stuff. And I don't know if it was dust.
What does an orb stand for? Do you know what orb stands for?
I'll
put that up on
blustery. I don't know what the hell.
Geez.
I don't. How would I know what orb stands for? An orb.
You throw that word around like it's,
that is the word.
Okay.
Orb stands for a light, some sort of energy light.
I will find out and I will put it up there.
Okay, the all-knowing. Give me a break, will you? So I would take these photos. I get all these orbs, or dust, or whatever, balls of light that had like designs within. And most of them were in the portal area, which is up on the second floor landing. When you come up that staircase straight ahead to that wall, that's basically your portal area. So that's where I get all the most of the orb photos. Yeah.
Okay. Let's jump to our first interviewee.
Okay, who is it?
It's John.
John Hubert?
Heibrecht.
Heibrecht?
It's actually pronounced Heibrecht.
Okay, we're very close.
Yeah. He was a ranger and had several incidents.
Yeah.
Right?
I always messed up his name. I'm sorry, John.
That's all right. And but this one was particularly strange, odd.
Yeah. Yeah. I think this is with the light.
He was walking with his friend.
Okay, yeah. So he came to tell me this story that he had, I think was actually two people he was with. One was...
Don't tip it.
I won't. I think her name was Mally. Mally or...
That sounds right.
I think it was Mally. Mm-hmm. I just remember that name because it was such an interesting name. And another friend, and they were he was giving a tour. So I think we can start with that.
Okay.
He was giving them the tour, and something happened while he was doing that.
Okay.
So I'm with my friend Mally and her friend Corrine, and we're walking out of the servants' hallway here, right by the butcher's kitchen door. Mm-hmm. And I was explaining the fact that we tell on tours about Jerry Lewis's movie, Disorderly Orderly, and how there's foam on the door because he hit his hand on it, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden I hear this noise like a rock just hit the floor by my feet. And at first I thought it was Che, another ranger, playing a joke because he knew I was in the mansion, so he's just messing with me. And then I looked down and I saw it was the prism from the light. And then I looked at the light and saw how it was bent down. The wire holding the prism was literally bent down.
Okay, so
how would that have just fallen off?
So the prism is the decoration on the lamp, the light up above. And
it's not historic, it's from a design show.
Okay.
But what are the odds of that falling off right as I'm walking underneath it?
So we're up on the second floor, the hallway all the way to the end, and I'm looking at that light. I remember having cleaned this light, and it didn't look like that. It didn't look like it was bent down to where that wire would allow that prism decoration to fall.
And it's not heavy. There's no reason why it would ever bend or anything like that.
Very good point. It's really light.
Like, how would that just fall off like that?
Now, your friend...
My friend Mally.
You say that she might...
She's a little bit, what's it called, clairvoyant. So like that happens when I'm around Mally. But the fact that happened, and she still thinks I was messing with her. She's like, you made that fall, didn't you?
No, this light fixture is, how high do you think it is?
10 feet.
10 feet?
Yeah.
So it's not like...
I cannot reach it. I'm 6'4". I cannot reach it. There's still like 1.5 to 2 feet above me.
And
with my hands up.
There's no air or wind.
Even if there was, how is air going to make a prism fall off?
I don't know.
But like, what the hell, right? Crazy. I mean, at first I thought Trey was messing with me. Mm-hmm. And then when I saw that it just had randomly fallen, I mean, I felt a little bit like, not shocked like I was scared, but just like, wow, that's unexplainable. That's probably the first thing that is like really, really weird. Like the odds of that happening right when I'm walking here for no reason are better odds than my name being called out loud or the door slamming because of the air pressure. Like this is probably the weirdest thing that's ever happened to me.
So you told me that you cleaned that light.
Yes.
Right? So what are the odds that would fall? What are the odds?
They're zero.
Yeah.
Because when you look at, and so it's like a little chandelier up above, glass, like it has glass balls and a glass bulb, like ball in the center that's carved, cut glass, and then metal bars that come out, and then off those are these prisms that look like teardrops.
Yeah, people have seen those. Yeah, glass.
Yeah, glass. So, yes, I cleaned that. It was for a design show, and we just left it up there, right? After they left it, they let us have it.
That was a design show piece.
Yeah, so I would go up there, and before if I didn't have anything to do for the day or what have you, I would talk to Dan, Steve, and Dan said, if you want to, go in there and clean. I go, yeah, I'll do it. I just get a ladder.
But it was put in for the design show, and you had to clean it? Or
the show's over. The show's over. So this was after they just said, yeah,
so
you can.
Dirty.
Yeah, you can keep it. I went, okay. So if, let's say, they were going to do tours or something was coming up, I would find things to do it to fix up the mansion.
I see.
Right? So I decided I would get towels and stuff and go up there and clean it. And so when you have the teardrop that looks like kind of like that, at the end is a circle of that teardrop, right? There's a hole in it, and the wire comes through that and hooks like...
It's like a Christmas bulb
thing?
Yeah,
kind of like a hanger. Yeah, okay. like a Christmas hanger thing. And so it's looped around the glass. It's never, ever fallen. since that design show, we stopped doing the design shows quite some time before that.
Right.
So the odds of John walking with someone who has the gift, once again, maybe the odds are pretty good if they're trying to connect with Mally.
Well, what was Mally's influence? I don't understand.
Well, all I know is he told me she was clairvoyant and had gifts, and if she has gifts and she's walking in the house, they're trying to get her attention.
I see.
So to take that thing off, and we looked at the wire, by the way. I went up and looked at the wire, and the wire's like bent down. I'm like, how?
No, that doesn't.
It couldn't have been on there in the first place if the wire's bent down. So it fell off, and the wire's like this. And I'm like,
well, it would have for sure fallen off when you were cleaning it.
Yeah.
So
and nobody else had been up there.
And there's no, because as you probably know by us telling you, there's no draft or wind in that hallway.
Yeah.
Any of the places.
And nobody else would take the time to go up there and clean the lamps. I'm just
except for you.
Yeah, it's the truth, because I love the place and I wanted to do that, and I said I'll do whatever it takes.
Right.
So that to me was very bizarre. And one thing about John that I think you know this for sure, but he was always really skitsy about something happening to him. And he was afraid.
There's some.
Is it in there?
It's in an upcoming episode.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't give it away.
Okay, but I will tell you this, and I don't think this is in the upcoming episode. Well, I don't think it is. But it talks about what he loves to do. Does he talk about that?
I don't think so.
Okay, so we'll talk about John and.
When he comes up,
When he comes up, okay, just go ahead. Just go ahead. God,
you want to tell all the stories, which is fine. You'll have your chance. Trust me. The next one is Luz, and she saw a lot of apparitions during her stint.
I was thinking about her today.
Oh, you were?
Oddly, knowing we're going to do this tonight, and I know of 5 apparitions that she has seen.
Oh,
5. Ned was 2 of them. Remember downstairs cleaning?
Yeah.
And several more, which we'll get into.
Okay. Was the second floor, this landing, a hot spot?
Yes.
It was?
Yeah.
For all these sightings?
Yes. Because she had 2 on the second floor landing.
Oh, okay.
And the other one, I don't even think we're going to get into. I don't think we are, but maybe we will. I don't know. I'm so well.
Well, we're building a lot of shows.
A lot of shows.
We're going to have 20 shows. So
believe it or not.
This is number 13.
Norway.
Yeah.
Cruiser. 20 shows.
Okay. 20 shows.
Yeah.
So do you want to hear Luz's?
Yeah. Because this is her just off the top of her head. I said, okay, let's walk through the mansion and tell me. And then she what she says is very funny at the beginning. I think this is the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever seen a woman? I thought that, I think that it's Lucy because of the way she wears her hair. It's kind of up and tucked in. And I saw pictures of her, and the majority of the pictures, her hair is up and tucked in. Same thing up here.
She was up here?
Up here, yeah.
In the hallway,
area,
like going toward
going towards like her
bedroom.
Yeah. I've seen her a couple of times.
And tell me, a couple of times.
Yeah.
And tell me what you were doing when you saw her, and was she transparent? Was she solid?
She was solid once, transparent another time. So the first time I saw her was coming out of the servant's wing. I was just walking through, you know, and as I came around, I saw someone here, like standing at those double doors, and
that's the double doors into Mr. and Mrs. Dohany's room.
And so I stopped and I looked because I thought someone came in, right? But then she disappeared. As I started walking, she turned. She looked at me. She turned and she started to walk into the bedroom area. But she was gone.
Okay, now did she disappear, meaning she went around that door, or she literally physically faded away?
Like faded away as she crossed the threshold.
God, I love that.
I know, these are pretty crazy.
Can you imagine having seen that?
Well, I can't believe she's seen Mrs. Doheny.
Yeah.
This many times.
Twice. Ned twice, and then another shadow apparition once that was a freaky one. I think we have it in an upcoming show.
Okay, she must have been. This must be happening to her a lot because she just takes it in stride. I mean, this is nothing to her. If I saw one thing, I'd flip.
Yeah.
To her, it's like, oh yeah, I saw her.
Well, wait till you hear the massage room story, because you talk about being like in total control.
That's the greatest.
Come
don't
on,
say
man.
anything.
I'm not. But I'm saying that you talk about being in control.
That is the funniest, the most unbelievable story.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
she's amazing.
She was amazing. Do you know what episode that is? I don't remember.
It's coming up because we're upstairs now.
Yeah, so. That's true. But we got to get all the way around.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so next one up.
Yeah.
It's going to be Kristen.
Oh
yes. Now, I'm not going to get into it yet. But the one we're going to play right now has several parts to it, several sections.
Yeah.
And we cover the next section with Vicky.
After that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You cool?
Yeah.
So let me set you up, because this needs a setup. This kind of was a setup, by the way. Sorry about that. But Kristen became a very good friend of mine.
Friends wouldn't treat her the way you've treated her. But go ahead. Go ahead.
I cannot believe you would say that.
You're already going there because your voice always gets a little bit higher. You get a little bit louder.
You're an idiot.
Go ahead.
Okay, just shut up for a second and I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
This guy's an idiot. So here's what happened. She became a very good friend. She was my boss, the big cheese in our department.
Mm-hmm.
Came to Greystone, had an office at the gatehouse with us. And then we had some new people come in, and we didn't have enough offices. So she said very kindly, I'll give up my office and make it 2 desks, and then I got to get a place. I need an office. So I heard that, and I just let it. It wasn't up to me. And then she came to me one day and said, can you help me find an office? And in my head, I'm going, well, the gatehouse is filled with like 8 people. It's a small little place, and it had like
tiny.
8 people in it or whatever. And the only thing that was left was the mansion. Now, I suggested possibly the top ranger office at the top parking lot, but the Wi-Fi up there was nil, and internet and all that stuff, and there's no bathroom up there, no nothing. So, because we'd mentioned that, she goes, well, I don't know about that, and then it became, is there anything in the mansion? And so, listen.
Go ahead. See, there he goes.
No, it's not true. Let me just explain.
You said it's not true. I haven't accused you of anything. You just said it's not true.
At the beginning, you gave me a smart mouth.
That's because...
okay, shut up for a minute, will you? So...
You remember what you did with Casey in the basement? Go ahead. That was somebody you're related to. You have no filter at all. It's whatever you needed for the book. Go ahead.
You know what? The audience they're gonna turn away.
Go ahead.
So disgusted with you. Comments below.
Go ahead.
So, I said to Kristen, look, maybe we can find you something in the mansion. Now, I felt that if I could find a small little place for her in the mansion, that she would be safe, because the majority of the time she'd be in there would be during the day. Now, we've had quite a few things happen in there during the day. I honestly felt like maybe there's like a 5% chance something would happen, because I'd been in there for years, nothing had happened. If I was working in there on a show or whatever all day, let's say with Juan or Dan, or setting something up, nothing ever happened to me. I thought, she doesn't have the gift. We'll find her a place. I found her a little office area that looked out onto the courtyard, and I just brought her in there and said, look, this was like a secretary's office, and it's very small, but you put a desk here, maybe a cabinet, and a fax machine or whatever you need in here, a printer, And listen, I opened the windows, and you can hear the fountain out in the courtyard. It was really beautiful, actually. And I said, "What do you think?" She goes, "I love it." I said, "Perfect. Here we go."
Yeah, I believe you up to this point. You're
Okay.
telling the truth.
There you go.
Okay.
See, I always tell the truth.
All right, you want to play her first one?
I'm trying to think, because there was her first day. I don't think we talk about that. I don't think we talk about it. And
Well, this is when she starts off saying she went to the bathroom.
yeah, okay, no. Let me tell you. Let me tell you this. So they move in the furniture. They bring in the IT guys who wire it for her for all the phones and everything, internet, all that stuff, and it's an up and running office. She gets to come in, and on her first day, she's in there, and I get a text from her or something, and so I go on up into the mansion, and I said, "Hey,"
you're not going to tip anything, right?
I don't think so. I don't think so, because I can do it after if you want.
Yeah,
but,
do it after to see.
Okay,
just in case.
Yeah, because go ahead.
Yeah. For the audience, this is not great sound quality. Cleet recorded again because we thought we were just doing transcriptions and for the book. He recorded off the phone with a mini cassette recorder. So
yeah. Well, it was a mini digital recorder.
Yeah,
but
okay.
This is right after what happened to her happened. That's when she called me.
Okay, so we shouldn't talk about
That's
that.
it.
Let's hear her.
That's it.
All right, here
Take
we go.
a 20.
Here we go. Okay.
But I went to the bathroom, and it was all dark, so I just turned on the, one chandelier that's, right outside my office. Mm-hmm. But I left all the other lights off, because I just walked downstairs to the bathroom, Mm-hmm. And then when I was walking back up, and I turned the corner and walked down the hallway to my office, from the right room, I just heard, and it wasn't the alarm system. It freaked me out, and I jumped and looked to the side, and then just kept walking, and now I'm in my office.
The right room, is that upstairs or downstairs you're talking about?
Upstairs.
Okay.
Right down the hall from my office to the left. If I walk out and go right, it's those rooms to the left where there's the little sign outside.
Yeah, so that's either Patrick's or actually, it could be Timothy's or it's Lucy's room. That could have been, and I don't know, I'm just saying, that could have been just trying to get your attention. Psst. Did it sound?
Yeah, it sounded almost like either a sh or a psst.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think you're okay, and it's hard to say that that's paranormal.
Yeah.
But if you actually heard that, and you must have heard it enough to where it frightened you.
Well, I jumped and looked over to the side, and then I just got scared, and I kept walking and went into my office.
Did you close the door?
No. But I think I might want to. Yeah. I think I'm going to finish up what I'm doing and then go to the gate.
Oh, come on.
Because it's going to get dark soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think I'm okay?
I think you're okay. No, I don't think anything's going to happen to you. I mean, you may hear things or stuff like that, but nothing's going to happen to you.
You're right. Yeah.
Right?
That's why I didn't run away and leave, because I'm well.
If you do that, then you're especially if she's just trying to get your attention because you're a female and she's a little girl and everything, and she's trying to get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
She's done that before. She's just really kind of cool. It's not a horrible thing.
Okay.
So, I mean, if it changes to something else, then we'll talk about it. But I haven't had anybody had any weird, horrible experiences,
Yeah.
in that regard at all.
Has something like this ever happened?
She's been seen. It wasn't a psst, but she was seen, a mist was seen, whatever, but
have people heard, noises like that?
Maybe not the psst, trying to get their attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, the majority of people in that house are mostly the Rangers.
Yeah.
Right? They're the ones who have access. Yeah. So they don't, if it's Juan or if it's Ivan, and there are some that can feel stuff like that, and Juan has seen a mist in there, but no sound. But I think the reason is they show themselves to Juan, and they've showed themselves to Ivan because they have the gift. Mm-hmm. So when that happens, then they can show themselves to. If you don't have the gift, they're trying to get your attention, like with that little psst, hey, trying to do that to you. Mm-hmm. If indeed that was, and your shirt was from inside the mansion.
Yeah.
It wasn't anything outside, anybody outside or whatever?
No, because I wasn't near any windows or anything.
Okay.
And it came from the right side, where the rooms are.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't you just finish up and get out of there, just so you're calmed down and you're not like thinking about it every second. But I can almost guarantee you that if anything happens like that or anything else, it's nothing that will hurt you.
Yeah.
It's just how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. If you get freaked out by stuff like that, then we'll have to change.
Poor thing.
That was horrible.
I know your choices were limited. Obviously, they were.
Truly were.
Truthfully.
Yes.
But you knew there was going to be a chance that something would happen to her. I remember you. I can swear I remember you telling me.
Oh God,
that might,
this is
that
so
might be
wrong.
just my.
It's you trying to hammer me.
Revisionist history. But go ahead. Did you think something was going to happen to her?
No, I honestly didn't.
Okay.
I thought there was a chance it could.
Oh,
yeah.
So that's what I just asked you.
No. I didn't think something was going to happen. I thought there might be a chance, but I didn't think it was going to happen.
Oh my gosh.
Do you see the difference? I know that they do. You just don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, okay. Let me just unpack a couple things. Okay. One is when she first went into that office, the day we got it set up and all the stuff was ready to go. She went in that morning. I think she texted me or what have you, or I just went to check on her. And I went up to her office, and she was in her office, and she was like, I don't know. And I said, like, what does that mean? And she said, it doesn't feel right in here. And I said, oh, okay. I mean, what are you feeling? She goes, there was a certain feeling that she had that was off. Remember Mario was saying there was something that was off. Mm-hmm. For her, it just didn't feel right. Now, I've never felt that. Right? Excuse me. So I'm trying to figure out what does that mean? And I'd ask her, like, does it feel like, do you feel chills? She goes, no, I can't explain it to you. It's just, there's something weird in here. It's off. And I said, maybe it's because of the stories you've heard and you're just kind of freaking yourself out. She goes, maybe. So I said, okay, I tell you what, let's give it one more day. She stayed that day, finished, went home, came back the next day. I went up to see her, and she goes, it's the same thing. It just feels weird in here. And I go, really? She said, yeah, I just don't like it. I said, okay, I tell you what, hang here for the rest of the day, and let me try. I was going to try to think, where else could I make an office for her? I had no idea what to do. And then I thought, maybe I'll just switch her with my office, and I'll move in there. Mm-hmm.
You want to play her next piece? She asked you, has anything ever happened?
Yeah, so the bottom line was, she came back the third day, and she goes, I don't feel it anymore. I said, okay. Then I thought we were in. Everything was cool. And then that's when that happened.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, play this, because I'm not sure what this is.
Okay.
Let's see what she says.
Has anything ever happened in those rooms before? Any stories from those rooms?
I do have some stories in there, not horrible things. See how you do, and if it's too much, then we'll get you out of there.
Okay. No worries. I'm fine right now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just getting dark, though.
I understand, and as we get into winter, it's going to be darker earlier.
I know, I'm scared of that.
Well, then I'll
start at like 5 o'clock.
Yeah, but I'm going to be right there, and...
yeah, but what time are you leaving during winter for?
I'm going to leave at 1 o'clock in the day. I don't want to be around there when it's dark. I'll hang with you, whatever. I'll make sure you're okay, honey. I will. Okay?
Thank you. You're the best.
Yeah. Just hang in. Don't go crazy on me. You'll be fine. I know it's scary.
Should I shut my door?
Yeah. Yeah. How much longer are you gonna be in there?
Well, you know what? I'm just gonna finish up what I'm doing. I'm gonna walk out with the Ranger at 5:30.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Poor thing.
I really felt horrible, honestly, because I like her so much. I was like, this is really horrible for her. And that was the day I was home. So I wasn't at work. I couldn't go, I'll come up there, I'll hang with you, I'll get you out, we'll be fine. I wasn't there. So I felt horrible for her. But she is awesome, and she handled it. She did it, and she stayed up there for some time after that, I think. I don't know how much longer after that, but she stayed in that office, and I kept thinking, I think I volunteered, said, why don't you just go into my office and I'll stay here, or I'll go down to the gatehouse, something like that. But I think things were pretty fluid at that moment with the city, and she had meetings all day, all the time.
So she wasn't there anyway.
Well, I think at the end of the day, she had to go in and write up all the stuff, but she was doing meetings all the time.
Right.
So it was, God, I was just hoping everything, there was, I said nothing has ever really happened. Everything's cool, but some things have happened.
Yeah.
What do you say? What can I say?
You said enough.
I think I did.
You're still evil.
No, I'm not evil.
Yeah, you are.
I'm not.
This story basically leads us into the next story with Vicky.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Kristen. Sorry.
So the next day when you checked up with on Kristen.
Yes. Yeah. So
fellow worker, all that.
Yeah. So Vicky, a friend of mine, Vicky, who works with the city, was a friend of Kristen's as well. We said, hey, let's just go up and see how she's doing, because we were concerned. And it was probably a day or so right after. It might have been even the next day after she said, she heard the psst in her ear. By the way, so she's coming back from the restroom, middle second floor landing, and then you pass this one area, and then her office is on the left, and you have bedrooms on the right. And that's what I think it was. I think it was Lucy's bedroom.
Oh.
She came out, and she came out and just, I think she just wanted to, just like with the hair moving, I think that's her moving the hair. I think it's her just having fun.
Yeah, this is your, again, telling us what the ghosts want to do, because you're so channeled in. All right.
What an idiot, huh?
Right.
Is he an idiot?
You want to hear Vicky's?
Yes, let's hear Vicky's.
This sound quality of Vicky's recording is even worse than Kristen's.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I think I did the same thing. I think she called. Well, we had this incident take place, and I'm with her, so we can talk about it.
Right.
And then I think she called me when she got home or something, or on the way home.
Yeah, it's okay. It was just again, we didn't plan on this.
I didn't plan it.
Actually airing these.
Let's see if we can figure out what happened to Vicky and myself. If not, I'll fill in the missing.
Okay. Right, here we go.
Yeah.
We're walking away with Kristen to go to the stairs to go down toward the grand entry to get her to the bathroom. And where did you feel it?
Right at the right at the top of the steps. Like when I was following you, I was last, waiting.
Right. Okay, so because when I looked around, I saw you kind of grimace, and I even made a comment to you like, "Well, that's not a good look." Yeah, that's not a good look. Are you okay?
That was when I felt the pain, and that was when you took. I don't know. You were probably halfway down the steps.
Yep.
And I was just like 4 or 5 steps down or something.
Mm-hmm.
You happened to look back at me at that time, but you did.
Yep.
And that's exactly when I felt like, oh, and I'm like, yeah. And that's when and then when we got at the bottom, then I thought because you did that, you poked me.
And where was that that you felt I poked you?
When she went past the room to go we got at the bottom of the steps. I came down. I passed you and got in front of you because you stood back off to the, I don't know, you stepped out. And I through closer to the door, and you were talking to us, and we turned and stared at you. Well, before we turned and we were walking, that's why I kind of turned back I thought you poked me when I walked by.
I see.
I thought you were tapping me.
So this is when we were right
That's
out.
why I looked at you and you said what, and I'm like, and then she went in the bathroom and I said, I felt like something poked me.
Okay.
Clarify what she's saying.
Okay. So we go up to visit Kristen, and as we're chatting, she goes, "Hey, I have to go to the restroom. Will you guys go with me?" Because she was scared. And we said, "Yeah, okay." We go out of her office. We turn right. We're in the center of the landing now, and we're going to the staircase that goes down to the grand entry.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with Kristen, walking down the stairs, and Vicky is probably 5 or 6 steps behind us on my left. And I think Kristen was to my left, Vicky was behind her up the stairs. And as we're going down the stairs, I happened to glance back at Vicky, and she was like, she had the weirdest like grimace, like she was really...
Wait, I thought you said she was in front of you.
No. Kristen's with me.
Right.
And Kristen, myself, and then Vicky's behind.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I look back at Vicky, she's grimacing like in pain. And I went, well, that's not a good look. I didn't know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm fine. And I was like, that was weird. We get down to the grand entry, go down those steps. Kristen goes into the restroom.
Oh, I see.
And so when we were standing there talking, Kristen goes into the restroom and Vicky's over this way, and she turns around at me.
Oh, so she was in front of you right then.
Then
I see.
And I look at her, and I'm like, what? She goes, "Did you just poke me?" And I said, "No, I've just been standing here. You didn't poke me?" "No." So once again, by the way, Vicky has the gift. Did you know that?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. She told me stories about things that I won't say that were personal. I'm like, well, then you have the gift.
Right.
So then our thing was we didn't want to tell Kristen to scare her that she just got poked. Now, we came down to protect her, and she got poked. Right? So it could have been the same entity that was playing with Vicky.
Mm.
Right?
Could be.
There you go. Is there more to that?
Yeah, second part.
Let us hear the second part,
You got
please.
it. Same quality of sound.
So you've never had any pain in your chest before, any angina or anything?
Not where it was. It was like in my heart. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Like, was it a strong emotion? What was it? It was almost like, I don't know, I guess above my heart, but I don't know how to explain it. It's just, I pointed to it.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was weird. It was kind of like what is that? You know, kind of like, and you looked and I was like, I'm good. You know, like, what? And I thought, what is going on? It was just really weird. So it wasn't like, it didn't hurt me. It was just like a little pain, like an ache, like a weird, like a, I wouldn't say, like I didn't yell, ow. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was just odd. It was like an odd feeling.
But, you know, prior to that, you were in Lucy's room, and you were feeling energy in there, weren't you?
Yeah. Well, you saw I had, like, goosebumps. I got cold. And then I got, like, really hot.
Yeah.
What room was that? That was the hallway after.
Right. Because you said, feel my neck, and I was like, man.
I was, like, on fire. Like, I had a fever.
Yeah. So...
And then I went to Kristen's office, and it was like, nothing. Like, I thought I was going to start to break a sweat, and then it just went all the way down.
But you could see they were almost ready to sweat.
Yes!
It was pretty bizarre.
And then you noticed I didn't.
Yeah.
And usually I would get now I'm not going to lie, I get hot flashes, but they don't go away like that. Like, you break a sweat, it's 2 to 3 minutes, it's like a whole thing. Like, it doesn't just go away like that.
Yeah. Well, once you stepped into the room, it seemed that you were fine.
Yes. I'm just more nervous about, like, what if there is a connection or something? Or what if, like, I have this weird, like, feeling. And it's weird. It's not anxious. It's not anxiety. It's not scared. It's more like this weird anxious feeling. I was feeling lightheaded. And I've never, like, experienced that. Like, if you're saying that is true, then I seriously don't know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I seeing something and being like, oh yeah, I've seen it, blah, blah, blah. But when it's like happening, I don't know. I'm a little thrown right now.
Yeah, it's a whole different story when you hear the stories and everything's, oh, that's cool. That sounds like fun. But when it happens to you, it is kind of astounding. You're trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Like, I have this nervous feeling right now. Since then, I've had this, like, weird, nervous, anxious feeling. Not a scared feeling, but, like, anxiety.
And is the anxiety because of trying to think of what happened, or does it almost feel like it was put into you?
Yeah. I mean, since then, I don't know. I don't know. I need to figure that out. I'm trying to be, like, the strong person and positive for Kristen, so I'm like, oh, hell no, I can't say anything.
Yeah, no, and I didn't say anything either.
Because right now, I don't think I could, like, be as calm as I normally am.
By the way, you have really good questions when you're talking to them. It's really, I mean, I would never think of these questions. And
well, when you face it every day,
yeah,
you know, you're constantly thinking like, oh my God, what's all these things come up.
Right.
But you know, I don't know if that was caused by the poke. Yes. The angina feeling or the heart, I don't know.
Right.
There have been issues before that she had, and I don't know if that was part of that or if that was something that was brought on by that day.
Right.
And but she was just a champ, man. She was like, I don't want to tell Kristen. I don't want her to know. I'm going to be fine. And when she was in that room, it was one of the first times that Vicky had been in the house. So she said, oh, can we go and look in that room? And that was like, I think it was Lucy's room. So we went in there and she started to get like chilled. And then, oh my God. And I was like, uh-oh. That's when I thought, okay, she must have the gift because she's really reacting. I said, are you okay? And she goes, what's going on? I mean, I said, well, and we said, well, we go. Let's get you out of here. And because she was like starting to get ready, you could see almost like she just worked out. She's just ready to break a sweat. And I saw like red spots and stuff like that. I go, well, let's just get you out of here. Because I go, what is going on? Brought her straight across the hall into Kristen's office. And within minutes, she goes, I'm fine. I'm fine now. It's gone away. It's gone. It's gone. So something in that room was affecting her.
That's questionable. There's something in there.
Yeah, I mean, it's
some kind of vibe.
Wow. And that at that time with Kristen, with Vicky, there are several others, new people and stuff like that going in the mansion and everything. It was like, I mean, things were happening, man, because I think there were new people that the spirits could see that had the abilities. And so they're like, ooh, I'm going to tap into that. And I think Vicky just happened to walk into a time where Kristen the day before had been pissed. And now Vicky was poked.
Right. Very strange.
Really, really weird. But you know, boy, oh boy, it was real. It was true.
All right. Next interview is with Mary Nichols. Oh. You and I met with her to interview, which was, I think, wasn't she the first interview we did of the book? I think she was the very first live interview.
Yeah, she was.
Remember, we were all like, oh my gosh, we're actually going to do this. And
right. So we went to her house, where that was. I don't know what that neighborhood was. Like old.
Beautiful, yeah.
God, like antique homes. And she fixes up these homes. She's awesome.
Yeah,
She's so great.
But how does this relate to Steve Clark in the basement?
Because what she's
you have a note here, Steve Clark.
Yeah. What she's going to talk about is, remember that when we did the basement, which was episode 10, I think it was Steve.
That was the last 8, 9, 10. 10 was the last one, I believe.
Yeah, the last one in the basement. Remember, Steve heard the growl, panicked, ran up to the grand hall to Mary, who was shooting photos, and Steve even said she had a very difficult night. And I think that's what she's going to talk about.
Oh,
so I don't want to go any further.
Yeah. Don't tip it. Here we go. Here's Mary.
I used to bargain with them, especially upstairs, because I'd be standing there with my spotlights.
Yeah.
And these are different things every year. But spotlight switches don't turn off by themselves. And because it's a switch. If there's a problem with electricity, it just goes out. The plug goes out or whatever. So I would be there just ready to shoot, and click, off it would go. And you could see the switch. And I've used these lights all over the world. The switches don't turn off. And so I finally, because I was more confident by the third or fourth show house in terms that I wasn't going to really get in trouble there, hopefully. But I said, now listen, we are trying to photograph this house so more money will come in to fix this electricity. Because if the house burns down, you're not going to have anywhere to live. And that's what I said, and it stopped.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't do it in front of anyone. I did it by myself,
right.
To say, hey, we're trying to fix the house. And I had, on the very last shoot, I saw stuff from the first shoot that I did. And I think I did like 5 of them there over the years, for these show houses. But this last one that we did, I was upstairs. It was getting late, and Steve always would stay. He was so nice because we had so many photos to do.
Right.
So I was upstairs in that foyer between the Doheny bedroom and I think her bedroom. It's a foyer, right? And behind the foyer is a bathroom. That's how it's laid out, I believe. I'm trying to remember.
Right, sure.
But
You're correct.
Someone had done something nice. I was standing right in the little outside the doorway, just shooting that entry foyer. And I got, at that point we were shooting Polaroids, so we could see what we wanted, and then I'd slip in the holder for the film. And so every time I put the film holder in, the lens wouldn't trip. It wouldn't work. It's not real complicated, You cock the shutter, you press the little thing, and it opens. It would not open. It wouldn't work. But it would work when I had the Polaroids in there. And so I finally thought, okay, I've got to have 1 or 2. I can take them to the lab, and they need to be lighter or darker, because I give up. I can't do this anymore. And I had told my assistant to go downstairs and start setting up that long hallway so that we could get ahead of the game and kind of be out of there by 9:30 or 10 or however late it was. And so when I came down, he goes, I thought you were almost finished up there. He goes, what were you doing up there? He goes, what took so long? And I said, there was just some issues with the lens. Never mind, I got it. I didn't want to go into anything. I mean, there were certainly many other incidences in that house, with me.
Yeah.
And the first time I shot there, I didn't think I'd be willing to come back, just because I wasn't prepared for it. And I got through the 2 weeks, but then I thought, I hope they don't ask me again, because I don't really want to come back here, And then a year or so passed, or 2, and then you kind of get yourself together. And I said, we're just tired, and it's late, and the electricity's kind of going in and out. And I said, I think we're just going to make this our last shot.
How often would your power be drained in the number of shoots you've done?
Only that night was it so prevalent. But again, it was that other time. But they just kept turning them off, turning the lights off.
That's so crazy,
isn't it?
Yeah.
But as far as draining, it was mainly that night that things just stopped working.
And you've never had that happen before?
Oh no! I mean, with the way I was traveling all over the world, you couldn't have anything that was going to go wrong. I had backup lenses. I had, the lights had backup everything. So there was no room for mistakes, because you were oftentimes in places where you couldn't get anything fixed. So the equipment works. I've still got those lights. I mean, you just can't turn it off unless you manually do it. That's what's so great about it.
That is wild.
And, I could watch it turn off.
Wait a minute, you actually saw the switch go?
Yeah. And that's why I said you've got to stop doing that.
Oh my gosh.
We're trying to get some people in here to make some money for the house so the electricity can be fixed. I said, otherwise, it's going to burn down and you're not going to have a place to live.
That was awesome for you to say that.
Yeah, and then it stopped. And it was more like, come on.
I didn't realize you could actually see
it.
Oh no, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. I didn't realize you could actually see the switch go. I thought it was just like like short circuit.
That's what was so annoying. That I'd be standing there, it was right here, and I'd just see it click right off.
That's unbelievable.
I know.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
First of all,
yeah,
Mary Nichols is like so understated and so brilliant at what she does.
So good, man.
And she is the nicest person. For us to have her as our first interviewee when we were thinking about doing the book, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, man.
And it was a great send-off to our journey, having her as the first. She was so wonderful.
What a sweet soul, man. I love her so much.
But let me, you can jump in. That switch,
yeah,
I know what she's talking about because she showed us, obviously. And if you're on YouTube, you can see it. But this switch is one of those old kind where you have to thumb the toggle. It's not, you could drop that thing and it wouldn't switch over.
No, it would break before it would switch over.
It's so hard to switch. Yeah. And if she was looking at that and it was going back and forth,
what do you say to that?
And because you trust Mary. I don't trust you. I trust Mary. And it makes no sense to me at all.
And I believe that was the night when she said things were draining. Mm-hmm. Remember Steve, in his interview, all the batteries were being drained. Remember he said that? And that's the night she was like, I can't do anything.
It was the same. Yeah.
And that was the same night that Steve heard the growl.
Oh.
So if you think about it, if there is an entity that is up there in the second floor landing, which is, the Disneyland of creep.
Of paranormal.
Right. And so if that entity is up there draining those batteries, switching the thing, just messing with her, and gaining all this energy and power, and then it goes down in the basement for Steve, who says, I'm going to go down and turn off the lights. I think that's exactly what took place. Because she had, like he said, backup batteries, all that stuff, and they all went out. They all drained. That's impossible.
Yeah. Well, it's
pretty much, right?
I mean, highly unlikely, if not impossible.
Yeah.
So,
anyway,
that was great.
Was that fantastic? She's so awesome. Yeah. Remember going up to her house, and we hear the. She's a Doberman lover. And I heard that dog, and it was going to.
Oh, I didn't want to go inside. I thought we're going to get ripped apart.
You go in first.
The evil comes out, even on something as simple as that.
I was trying to hold you in front of me. I remember, but I was scared, and I did not want to go in that house. And she comes down and goes, "Oh, hi!" And it's like it's going to kill us.
Yeah.
We go, "Hey, Mary. Look at the dog there," and she's like, "Oh, he's a sweetheart." When all that stuff, we're like, "Okay, come on in." Honest to God, I took everything to walk in that place, and the dogs look at you like you make one move toward her and you're dead. That was frightening. That was scary.
But they ended up being.
They were so sweet.
Really sweet.
Once they trust you and you're okay, they're coming up to you. It was really nice, beautiful.
All right.
So was that it?
We're at the sound of the week.
Wow.
Okay.
These were cool stories tonight. I really enjoyed these stories. Great stories next week. We'll get into that in a second. But what is the sound? What does it say?
Great noise.
That's the name of
the name of the sound. You name them, I don't.
Okay, I don't recall. Well, this is a long time ago.
Yeah.
I want to hear what this great noise is. I think you do too. Let's hear the great noise.
All right, let's hear it.
Here we go.
Now, what in the hell was that? Now, first of all,
wow.
First of all, I wish we had the time on that because we don't. But you say it's always Well, it's after 5.
Yeah,
but it's when everybody's gone. That sounds like, it literally sounds like a maintenance guy or something with pipes and things.
Right.
And,
but let's say it was, which they didn't have maintenance guys.
No.
The city.
Especially after 5. Yeah. They're not going to pay overtime.
No way.
No.
So let's say it was a maintenance guy. It wouldn't be inside the mansion. They wouldn't let maintenance guys. The alarm's on.
Without the ranger being there too.
No, of course. And when you listen to that and listen to it again, there's like it's like a metal. It almost always reminds me of like a manhole. There's like a metal
Where
thing.
is that?
You'll hear it. I'll tap
Is it
you
at the
when
very beginning?
Close to it.
Okay.
But I think, I'm almost positive that this was during a design show. So remember, when we do design shows, it's furnished. There are rugs and sculptures and trinket things on tables that they're trying to. So it's a party.
It's a mess.
It's
a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. So it's a party for the spirits because they can play with all this stuff. So
that's what you think they do.
I know that's what it is, and I would leave my recorder every design show, every event like that, every design show. And let's hear it again. This is crazy.
I know. I don't get this one. All right, I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
Is that recorder placed at the same normal spot up by the portal?
Well, it's probably on the second floor landing in the middle, which is
second
the
floor
portal
landing.
is there.
Right.
But it is second. It's always second floor landing. Maybe on the railing.
Stepping away from the paranormal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That it's spirit driven or whatever.
Okay.
What could it possibly be? Is there anything that you can think of in the mansion that would make that sound?
No, that's why I say if it was a design show, there may be those things, metal things. There's nothing metal in the mansion. There's nothing metal in there. The mansion is empty, except they had one table in the hallway. We put it in the hallway right outside the living room. There's nothing else in the mansion. No furniture, no nothing. So you wouldn't have anything metal because it goes, ring, ring. That's metal.
Interesting.
Can we do it one more time? And then
Yes.
I'll let you go. I'm fascinated by it. I love this. That is a good noise.
It's a good noise.
Yeah.
It's a great noise.
Thank
That's
you.
what it was written as. I don't know.
I don't know what to say either, man.
It's definitely not a rat.
No rat. But I just find that just astounding. Because when I heard it, when I take the recorder home the next day and I have it,
you must have been
put it on and I'm sitting there reading whatever, and it's just, and all of a sudden, I'm like, it just would drive me insane.
Yeah, that's a great sound. Well, anyway, that's it.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. What are you thinking?
Next show?
Well,
can we talk? Okay.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell on YouTube, and leave comments however you want to. If you have questions, if you have any questions that are personal, you can go to our website, ghostsofgreystone.com. If you've had any experiences at Greystone, we would love to hear about it. And you can email us through our website or go to ghostsofgreystone.com. Sorry, I'm thinking of too many things. Also, if you have, again, the comments, if you have any comments at all, feel free to leave them. We've been getting some comments, some feedback. It's been great. We love it. And it's been a thrill. It's been really fun. And we're through 13.
Look what happened here.
What happened?
I wanted to show the book finally.
Oh.
We've never done this.
No.
13 shows.
We're big promoters.
13 shows. Here's the book. Look how thick it is. It's a wonderful book. Opening the book. There you go.
All right,
See,
that's
it's a
enough.
good book. It's a cool book.
Enough.
We just would love to have you read it. That's all.
Coming up next,
next
is part 2
yes,
of the second floor
yes.
landing and hallway. Cletus?
Hidden clues, door slams, shadows, and crashes.
Wow, that's it?
Need I say more?
All right.
The second floor landing is so awesome, man. This next show is going to be
I can't
great.
wait. It's
Just
fun. It's
great.
got some fun parts.
Yeah.
And the sound of the week?
Off the charts.
Could be the best
one. Maybe the best one.
Of all
the
years you've put that recorder in there.
I want to say one thing as a little teaser for the next show.
Don't give anything
I'm
away.
not gonna, here's what I'm going to say. Nicolas Cage believed John Voight thought we were full of it. That's all I'm going to say about next week. So remember, just because you can't see it doesn't mean it isn't there. We love you being here. Thanks very much. See you next week.
100 horses in 5 freight trains couldn't drag me into that early grave. I've cashed in the mistakes I've made while God rode shotgun from 1,000,000 miles away. I don't wake in sorrow, I don't walk in shame, I don't deal in hearsay, I don't dwell in blame. Sometimes it's best to forget what I know and what they say, but this ain't that time, and this ain't that day. With the heart of a gypsy and the eyes of a child, I walk these fields and let my love grow wild. Filled with fever, I dare my desire. Don't fear the flame, I walk through the fire. I don't wake in sorrow, I don't walk in shame, I don't deal in hearsay, I don't dwell in blame. Sometimes it's best to forget what I know and what they say, but this ain't that time, and this ain't that day. I'll keep riding till the trail grows cold, where the hillsides burn, amber and smoke. The sheep and the shepherd are lost on different roads, blinded by hate, blinded by hope. I don't wake in sorrow, I don't walk in shame, I don't deal in hearsay, I don't dwell in blame. Sometimes it's best to forget what I know and what they say, but this ain't that time, and this ain't that day. I don't wake in sorrow, I don't walk in shame, I don't deal in hearsay, I don't dwell in blame. Sometimes it's best to forget what I know and what they say, but this ain't that time, no, this ain't that time, and this ain't that day.